Hello and welcome to the Mostly Media podcast, where we talk media mostly. Today, once again, we have one of the two people that come and visit me on the podcast.
It's
we
me.
have Maddie again. You should know her by now. What is this, 5th episode?
Yeah, number 5.
Hey, it's basically just you, Morgan, Janie are my rotating hosts with me.
Wyatt has a good idea. He wants to do Gravity Falls.
Oh, that would be amazing. That's
Okay.
perfect. Amazing.
Perfect.
That's kind of like a fall show. So maybe we can work that in for November. Ooh,
There we go.
I like that.
He took me to lunch. That's why I was like,
Oh, okay. So,
it was like 10 minutes.
the 10-minute lunch.
We went through a drive-through.
Hey,
Ah,
why was
brothers.
he in town?
He was just driving through.
Oh, nice. Well, all right. Well, today we have something very exciting and special. I just spit. We are talking about one of our collectively favorite shows. We've talked about so many of our favorite shows together. We're gonna run out of ideas.
We're just too similar.
We're talking about Bob's Burgers.
The best burgers in town.
And yes, we did quickly talk about it on our adult animation episode, but today we are specifically talking about all Halloween episodes of Bob's Burgers.
Yes. I'll probably be back for the Christmas one because, Christmas in July.
Yes.
And
so
Bob's.
that gives it away. We're doing a Halloween,
Oh,
a Thanksgiving, and a Christmas episode because most people that watch the show know they try to do those 3 holiday episodes each season. I kind of had that written down in the introduction I have here, but
Rip.
and I don't know. I'm just going to read it. Okay, so the introduction I have here is starting in the early half of season 3, they started releasing annual Halloween-themed episodes. And then not all Halloween episodes are entirely Halloween central. Sometimes they just follow a spooky plot line.
Yeah. But they always have great costumes.
I wrote down, I have a... So I actually... For once, I wrote all this myself. I did not copy and paste from Wikipedia. I wrote down the intro gags from each episode, the plot of the episode, and then the costumes that they had. Sometimes I tried to keep it just central to the family, because if I went and did a lot more, it would be a terribly long list. But there's some episodes where I was like, these costumes are too good not to mention.
They are.
Yeah, so I wanted to write a little bit more in the introduction about the holiday episodes because they do them every season now. Starting in season 3, they do the Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving. They also do Valentine's Day sometimes. It's not a holiday episode, but they do the trilogy episodes where the kids are telling a story and it's Jean's story, Tina's story, Louisa's story. I kind of group that in with here because they try to do that every season as well. I don't know. I like that they have not a routine, but each season they have to get these specific episodes.
Yeah, they have markers.
Yes. I appreciate that. I feel like not many other shows are doing stuff like that.
I feel like most adult cartoons, they do them all in the first couple seasons and then forget about them towards the later. And then every now and then you get one holiday a season or something like that.
Just a little special episode. So yeah, we're gonna get into this. Yeah. Starting off, we have season... Oh, wait. I always forget. What have you been up to this week, Maddie?
This week, I've been swamped at work. We are in full swing for Harry Potter month at work, and I've had a school come and visit, so we've been making library cards for a whole school district.
Dang.
I have to go to the store after this to buy more baggies to put the cards in.
Wow.
I have been decorating the library. Cole helped with that a little bit.
I did.
A lot of whirly gigs got hung up. So yeah, just mostly work right now.
I feel that. It's always just work.
It's always just work.
Yeah. For me, it's work. And then also, I'm still painting the garage. I finally finished all the walls.
Oh, there you go.
I'm just to the ceiling now.
Are you just doing it white?
I wanted it to be okay, you can't see because this one's green, but the rest of my walls in this room are white. It's called antique white, and so I bought antique white from Walmart. It's a different color. It's like tan.
Oh,
I don't like it.
I'll have to look in your garage.
Yeah, I don't like it, but I'm gonna go with it because it looks way better than it did before. So yeah.
Nice.
So I think that's it. I've been watching a lot of movies. I'm trying to.
Are we doing maybe of the week after?
Yeah, at the very end.
I always forget.
Yeah, I always try to set it up. Weekly recap, episode,
Got
media
it.
of the week. Yeah. So we're gonna swing on into this and start. So as I said, they started in season 3. So we're starting in season 3 with the episode titled "Full Bars." So for this episode, the intro gag is, so if you don't know, in the intro of each episode, mostly, sometimes there's no intro. It's the same intro, but they have, so it's the burger shop. Mm-hmm. To the left of them is mortuary, whatever, the funeral home. Yeah. And to the right is always a store that's a different store every single episode. It changes because it opens and shuts down so much. So they changed the name of that, and then
there's a van that pulls up, and
yes.
they changed the name on the van,
yes.
too.
It's always like a pest control exterminator van because
it's so funny.
Yeah, because the restaurant gets swarmed with rats or something. Yeah.
Yeah. They've had so many grand openings.
Yes.
It took me a couple episodes to realize what they were doing, and I was like, that's different. That's funny.
When I first watched, I never paid attention to it. Yeah. And like, honestly, I don't think I ever really paid attention to it until I started sitting down and doing this. And the names of them are so stupid and funny.
Oh, they're classic dad puns. I love them
so much. Like this one, this isn't like a crazy dad pun, but it's, the store is the year-round Halloween store. And then there's a sign on the window, closed for Halloween. And then the van that pulls up is Bats All Folks, Exterminators. Like, they're always some sort of pun, and they're related to, like, the holidays and the holiday episodes. It's
That's all, folks.
It's great. It's great. Okay. So I tried to keep these kind of short, and but make sure I hit all the key points from, like, the main plot, subplots, whatnot. Okay, so we're going to get into this.
Okay.
So after the kids ask to go trick-or-treating by themselves, Bob gets roped into going to Teddy's Halloween party. Oh, black and orange Halloween party. And I'm not going to, like, try to get into, like, when I bring up someone's name, just be like, oh, this is da-da-da-da-da. Mm-hmm. Unless it's, like, someone that's not really in the show a whole lot. But, like, Teddy, he's one of, like, the mains, so I'm not going to get into who Teddy is. He gets roped into going to Teddy's black and orange Halloween party with Linda. The night quickly goes awry when Teddy's hamster gets stepped on and killed, leading to a murder mystery party, later learning Bob had sat on her. Meanwhile, having no luck at home, the kids decide to take the ferry to King's Head Island for better candy. They learn of the annual tradition of Hell Hunt, where high schoolers steal candy and throw balloons filled with pee at them. They lead a rebellion against the teens to get revenge. So that's like just a classic intro to the Halloween episodes for Bob's Burgers. For costumes, we have Louise as Edward Scissorhands. Tina is a Mommy Mummy. Jean is Queen Latifah. Linda is a mermaid. And Bob is dressed in a fat suit.
Because he didn't want to wear a costume.
He didn't wear a costume.
Teddy put it on him.
Teddy made him wear a fat suit. Eventually leading to him killing Teddy's hamster.
Yep.
Which was the intro and end of Teddy's hamster.
Yeah, poor Teddy.
So,
but it also didn't help, that Teddy painted his hamster in paint.
Spray paint.
So that thing was already dying.
Yeah, it was going out the door.
Yep.
So do you want to
Yeah, we'll
go back and forth?
We'll go back and forth until we get to that episode.
Can you read this good?
Yeah, I can read that well.
Okay.
I got that good eyesight.
I don't.
I know. All right, season 4. Fortnite.
Not to be confused with the video game.
No. The intro is Johnny's Razors, totally normal candy store.
So totally normal candy store.
And the van is Forget About It.
Classic. So good. So good.
All right. Well, Bob and Linda.
I put Binda. Bob and Binda.
Are stuck at the restaurant working on the kids' Halloween costumes. With the help of Mort and Teddy, the kids, along with the classmates, Andy, Ollie, as well as Daryl. I always forget about Daryl.
Me too.
But when he's in the episode, he cracks me up.
He's great. I love Daryl.
They get trapped in their box fort in the back alley. While trying to get out, a girl obsessed with Louise, her name is Millie, refuses to let them out after Louise yells at her. The kids narrowly escape when the truck starts to lift. The truck lifts, starts to crush the box, only to learn trick-or-treating is over. They scare Millie after she sees the crushed box and steals her candy. All right. The Belcher kids decide to go as a giant dragon together.
Yes, they did a group costume that they never got to wear.
But they worked so hard on it.
But Bob and Linda did wear it. They went to a house, and that's why I have them in parentheses on here. I loved that subplot. Loved it.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about Tina's ghost.
Oh yeah. So you'll notice that a lot of the episodes, some of them have like a central person. Mm-hmm. So like for Tina, this next episode, it's going to be Tina. For Fortnite, I would say it's kind of Louise centered.
I would agree with that just because of Millie.
Yeah. And then for Full Bars, I think that was kind of everybody just because it was like the intro to it. But like going forward, you can really tell who is the central plot for this stuff. And honestly, for all the Halloween episodes, Jean is never like the main child. No.
Not for Halloween, no.
No. Thanksgiving and Christmas, I feel Jean is more central.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole Thanksgiving episode about Jean getting diarrhea.
That is true.
I think it's called, the episode title is Diarrhea of a Poopy Kid.
Yeah.
Love that episode.
They crack me up.
Okay, so for season 5, we have Tina and the Real Ghost. For the intro, there's no intro this episode.
No.
So sad. I honestly, when I was watching these to write this down, I was so sad when they weren't on here.
I know.
So sad.
I like the intros because it's not very long.
Yeah. And the music is so vibey. Okay. After an exterminator tells the Belchers that there is a ghost presence in their basement, they perform a seance to capture the spirit in a box. Learning the ghost is a 13-year-old boy named Jeff, Tina quickly becomes infatuated with the ghost boy in the box. Mm-hmm. Jeff becomes popular at school after Tina announces her and Jeff are dating. Tammy steals him and starts dating him. Meanwhile, the news of ghosts at the restaurant creates a boom in customers. Louise confesses that she made up Jeff. Tina overhears and decides to prank everyone at the cemetery. Louise gets scared, and they reveal it was all set up with the help of Teddy. Wait. No, I messed this up. This is for the next episode. I was like, what? This doesn't sound right. Pretend you did not hear that. I started writing it in the wrong spot. So the end is just Tina overhears and decides to prank them in the cemetery.
It was a good, like that. I was proud of Tina. That was a good prank.
Yeah, it was. Oh, well. For the costumes, we have Jean as Turner and Hooch. And Louise is Ryan Gosling from Drive. Tina did not dress up this episode.
Mm-hmm. All right. Season 6, The Haunting.
The Haunting.
Mm-hmm. Intro. Blood, Bath, and Beyond.
Blood, Bath, and Beyond. The Red Bathroom Products store. Just Red Bathroom Products.
And The Last Mouse on Earth. Oh, wait, on the left.
On Earth. The Last Mouse on Earth. No, that's a reference to The Last House on the Left.
All right. Louise tells Teddy and Mort that despite the annual tradition of going to a haunted house, she has never been scared. Bob and Linda made Louise on her own haunted house to scare her, which turns out to be lame. When leaving, the Belchers get stuck and weird things keep happening. Strange noises, the power going out, and strangers watching them. They get chased out of the basement and on the roof by a mysterious entity, and they are greeted with a group of people in cloaks around a ring circling the house. It's a ring of fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a ring of fire. Louise gets scared, and they reveal it was all a setup with the help of Teddy, Mort's mom, and her boyfriend, Arthur.
Yeah, see, that last sentence was supposed to be here, not in that other episode.
They didn't have any costumes except for Bob and Linda's Frankenstein and bald cap for the fake haunted house.
Yeah. I'm just going to say it. This is one of my favorite Halloween episodes from the show.
I was like kind of scared a little bit watching it.
It like actually kind of gets spooky, but like it's so good.
They did so good.
Mm-hmm. And you guys can't see it, but Maddie can. This picture, I love this picture so much. Just Jean naked in a pile of leaves with his sisters. And then bald cap Bob and Linda. Love it. Next up, we have season 7. I don't know if you could hear me. I was not facing the microphone. Season 7, Teen a Witch. Teen a Witch. The intro is Sag Me to Hell, Bra Boutique. And the bugs are coming from inside the house, exterminators. Love it. Okay, this is a little bit of a short one. Bob starts a war with someone that keeps stealing his burger-o-lanterns, which is a jack-lantern that has a burger carved into
Obviously.
it. Yes. With a hunch, it is his nemesis, Jimmy Pesto.
Jimmy.
Who's no longer on the show. Meanwhile, Tina researches to become a witch to win the school's costume contest. Tina gets cursed by the school's crossing guard, who is also a witch, leading to Tina worrying something bad is going to happen. Mid-catwalk for the costume contest, Tina realizes she took the witch thing too far and apologizes, but still falls off the stage. Bob finds out the one stealing pumpkins was Mr. Fishoder, the owner of the wharf and the person Bob pays his rent to, because he was making Jack-O-Land.
I love Mr. Fishoder.
I do too.
I'm obsessed with him.
He's great.
He
not great.
No, he sucks.
He sucks
as a person.
But he's great. He's funny. He's
but
great.
Him and Louise's like little respect towards each other. It's just perfect.
Amazing. And then the only costumes for this episode was Tina being a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
I was thinking about this episode the other day.
Why?
Just because I love Felix as well.
Oh, okay. This one is a good one. I like
it. Was a good one. I appreciated it.
I feel like after like season 6, season 7 is like Tina Witch. But after that, like the episodes get really good. Like I really like the rest of them.
All right, season 8, The Wolf on Wharf Street. Intro, Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Kugel.
Oh, Kugel.
Kugel.
Halloween noodles.
Because Kugel is like a noodle dish.
Yes, it is. Poltergeist Pest Control.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
All right. On Halloweeny. On Halloween night, there's a mysterious wonder wolf on the loose, possibly terrorizing the wharf. Linda accompanies the kids to trick-or-treating due to the wolf on the loose, while Bob is stuck at home with Teddy, high on pain pills because he hurt his knee.
Did they? Oh, yeah. I was like, did they ever say why he did? He was trying to get into pants.
Yes, he fell.
Yes.
Bob is the one on pain pills, not Teddy.
Yes, I feel like, yeah, that's not worded.
Bob becomes increasingly paranoid with the pain pills, believing that Teddy is a werewolf, and handcuffs him to a table and starts running away. Linda convinces the kids to look for the wolf in the park, running into Randy, the filmmaker that tried to take down Bob previously. Bob runs to the park, discovering that the wolf on the loose was Felix Fishoders, who got loose, as well as Linda finding an alpaca that belongs to Mr. Fishoder.
Great.
So the wolf wasn't really causing issues. It was the alpaca.
Yeah.
Which cracks me up.
But they never actually show them getting the alpaca back.
No.
It's probably still just on the loose in the
All right.
park. The costumes for this episode, so good. Like Linda alone.
Linda is a
Sheriff. Come on. That's great.
Yeah. Teddy is a sexy nurse.
As always, of course.
Jean is handsome grapes. Louise is the guy from No Country for Old Men. From Old Men, aka Anton. What?
It's Anton Chigurh, who is played by aka Javier Bardem. I just because she says the guy from No Country for Old Men, and she was referencing the character Anton Chigurh, who is played by Javier Bardem.
Okay. And Tina is a mom bee. Tina really wants to be a mom.
Mm-hmm. This costume for like Tina is always the one you got to look for with the costume. She's great with them. In this episode, she's dressed as Linda, but as a zombie. Come on, that's great.
It's so cute because she also does Tina's. What's her name? Linda's hair, but still keeps her barrette in.
Yeah, the barrette Come on now. I love it. And at the beginning of the episode, Linda's like, oh, you're a zombie wearing my clothes? I'm a mombie, but you don't look like a mom.
Oh.
Yes, I do. So good. So good. Next up, we have season 9, Nightmare on Ocean Avenue Street. Obviously a play on Nightmare on Elm Street, but they live on Ocean Avenue Street. So for the intro gags, we have, this is one of my favorites because it's so dumb. Those who can dull candle. Those who can dull candle. And then a Bugadook pest control, like the Babadook. Okay, so with Halloween approaching quickly, the kids are excited to get as much candy as possible, especially the new hit candy, Sticky Sugar Booms.
Boom.
Teddy asks to put up decorations for Bob to stick it to another handyman, Glenn, the smell good handyman, leading to an all-out decorating contest between the two handymen. Desperate to one-up one another, Teddy accidentally destroys both of their displays. While trick-or-treating, Andy and Ollie, Rudy and Daryl get their candy stolen by teens. Then the rest of the kids get their candy stolen one by one. By chasing a gorilla that stole their candy to the haunted house, Mutilation Mansion, they discover the dentist, Dr. Yap, was the one stealing candy so kids don't ruin their teeth. For the costumes this episode are great. There's so many of them because there's so many like kids central to the plot. We have Gene as Andre 3000 the Giant. Louise as a dragon with a girl tattoo. Tina is none of your business. Like a nun carrying a briefcase. Teddy is a funky clown. Andy and Ollie are PB&J. Rudy is Paul Rudd and I Love You Man. Daryl was Pee Wee Herman. And then Bob was Bruce Springsteen. Great costumes this episode. So many of them too. Love it.
Yes. All right, you want to do this one?
Yes, I do. This episode, I didn't expect to love it so much. Okay, so for season 10, we have Pig Trouble and Little Tina. For intro gags, we have Drag Me to Gel, Hair Supplies. And then the Exorpest, Pest Control. Okay, so just after getting over a cold, Bob shoots a giant ball of wax out of his ear. Linda is insistent that Bob has more in his ear, to Bob's dismay. Linda convinces Bob to let her clean his ear out, ending in defeat. Bob sneezes out the wax ball into Jean's Halloween candy. Tina has to dissect a fetal pig for science class. She gets an ugly pig and trash talks it to try to fit in with the cool kids to go on the romantic kissy hayride.
I forgot about this episode. Now I know.
She begins to get nightmarish visions of the pig she dissects, keeping her awake all night. Tina is so sleep deprived on the hayride that she falls asleep just before kissing Jimmy Jr.
Jimmy.
She uses her deprived dream to work through her guilt about giving into peer pressure. For costumes, we have Louise as Bjorn Identity. I don't get it.
There's a spy movie called Born Identity.
Okay.
So I guess she's just Bjorn. Identity.
But who's Bjorn? Because it's like two references. Is it like Bjork? I don't know. I didn't get it. Gina's Fiona Applesauce. Amazing. And then, okay. The reason I love this episode so much is because there were so many good one-liners in the episode. And like, I don't know. Like, I was watching these and none of the other episodes I have quotes for the episodes because there wasn't like anything that stuck out to me. This episode, I have like 6 quotes because it was just that good. Okay, so starting off, we have that little piggy went to the market and everybody threw up and died. And that was, of course, the iconic it girl / bully, Tammy.
Freaking Tammy.
Next up we have, and I feel totally fine about it because it's just a dead pig and I'm a human girl going on a romantic hayride. Tina says that. To which Jean says, aren't those the lyrics to a Taylor Swift song?
That's for you, Grace.
That's for you. Like, and I feel totally fine about it because it's a dead pig and I'm a human girl going on a romantic hayride. So good. And then we have, what's with all this angry whispering? I'm trying to have a midnight charcuterie.
Me.
Of course, me. Of course, that's Jean. Favorite. I was haunted by a red wig when I was haunted by a red wig after I saw Annie. That again, Jean is killing this episode.
Jean cracks me up.
Then we should totally write dingle booby poopy butt on her forehead, which was Tammy. And then lastly, we have, this is my white whale wax Moby Dick ear, or Moby ear dick Bob. That was Linda. Like the one-liners this episode were just too good not to write them down. Like I was sitting cackling over this episode. Okay.
Season 11, Heartbreak at Hotel Wien. Oh wait, there is no ad, but you know what I mean. Never mind.
Same difference.
Intro gag is someday, bloody someday, gory calendars. She's super squeaky, pest control.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
After Teddy invites Bob and Linda to a blood drive on Halloween, Bob reveals that he has a not so little. There we go. A not so little a phobia of needles. The guy drawing Bob's blood after many attempts got a vein and passes out after pulling the needle out of his arm. While the kids are out trick-or-treating, Louise is determined to get revenge on a house that snubbed her candy twice. Tina offers to deliver a burger to get out of Louise's candy plot, but after learning of the customer's plot to conjure a spirit of her dead lover, they become interested. They help the woman uncover the mystery of the deceased love. All right. Tina, Jean, and Louise are a snail from the past.
Oh, no. For this episode, they are a snail. Like their costume for this year is a snail. And then from the past, they flash back to 2 previous Halloweens.
Oh.
And this is what they were in the past.
So the first Halloween, Louise was Beetlejuice. Mm-hmm. Jean was
Lady Goo Goo Gaga.
Tina, Toastbusters. Mm-hmm. And then they were Blade Runner.
Blade Bunner.
Oh, that was Louise, Blade Bunner. Jean was Cat Stevens, and Tina was 16 Handles.
Just an outfit with 16 handles on it. Like these costumes.
The puns.
Like the ones from the past were in the episode for like 10 seconds. And they put that much effort into being like, Lady Goo Goo Gaga.
We should do a Halloween party where everyone has to pick a costume from this.
Or at least something similar where it's like 2 things mixed together.
We gotta write that down.
So good. Okay.
All right. Season 12, The Pumpkining. Right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
I went down too far.
All right. Intro gag. Color me dead. Paint your own tombstone.
I didn't put it, but there was like a sign on the window that said like going out of business. Cause like, who's gonna paint their own tombstone?
Friday the 13th is the pest control van.
They're so good.
All right. 27 years after Linda and her sister Gail. I freaking love Gail.
She's so crazy.
She reminds me of my aunt. But that's beside the point.
A sneeze and a yawn.
I'm ready. All right. After they smash all of the pumpkins for their school's pumpkin contest and keep it a secret, they receive an anonymous letter saying Pumpkin Smasher. After Linda leaves to uncover the mystery of the note, Bob buys 3 bags of sour sack babies. Why is it always sack or something like that?
I don't know. Like it's obviously a play on Sour Patch Kids, but why is it sour sack babies?
Sour sack babies. And says that the kids can have what's left after trick-or-treating. Linda and Gail end up with Scary Terry from high school and run into the old principal. They discover the writer of the letters was Gail's personal trainer to help her move past her issues. Bob gives away all of the candy for trick-or-treating, but reveals that he saved 3 bags for Tina, Jean, and Louise.
I also didn't write it down. I probably should have. The reason that they smashed the pumpkins from the pumpkin carving contest is because Linda overheard she was going to win and she thought Gail was going to be like defeated. So she went to go smash her own pumpkin, but they ended up smashing all the pumpkins.
Yes. All right. Costumes. Jean, a gladiator.
Gladiator.
Oh, gladiator.
Gladiator. Because he just graduated.
Yes. Tina was sure Loch Ness Monster. And Louise was Peter Pan's Labyrinth. Mm-hmm. And we got a quote.
We do have a quote. I love this. It's Gail. She falls down and Linda asks if she's okay. And she goes, I'm fine. I broke my fall with my wrists like you're supposed to.
No, you're not.
What? It's like just the one-liners are so good.
Gail is so chaotic.
She is. And like sometimes I don't know if it's too much or just enough.
I
Like
know.
it toes that line beautifully. So last up we kind of have our last episode
Yeah.
for now. Season 13, Apple Gorchard, but not gory.
Ooh.
There's no intro gag for this episode. Devastating. So Louise is on a class field trip to an apple orchard. Bob is chaperoning, but he only seems to be interested in the beekeeping aspect because there's apparently bees, and he keeps asking, "Where's the bees?"
Yep.
Jean and Tina struggle to keep their costumes intact before the school's Halloween costume parade, which we find out is a costume parade now because parents thought the Halloween costume contest was too problematic.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because of the whole thing with Tina that happened. Who knows?
I thought it was just the guidance counselor that decided to do that.
No, he said there were like parents that were
Oh.
complaining.
I haven't watched this episode in a while, so.
And they can't keep the costume intact, so they have to keep calling Linda to come to the school and fix it. At the orchard, Louise is determined to sneak away and jump off the barn's hayloft with Jessica, but Jessica's newfound popularity keeps her close to the group. They sneak off to the hayloft eventually. Oh, wait, I skipped a line. Louise gets picked as hero of the harvest and needs to perform a ceremony to get crowned. They sneak off before the ceremony to the hayloft and find a mural of pagan rituals depicting the hero of the harvest being burned and scattered.
Yep.
Later learning it's for the hero of the harvest ritual, learning it was innocent. This makes them run late getting back to school, getting back just in time to walk in the costume parade.
Mm-hmm.
For costumes, we have Louise as Helen Hunt from Twister.
Mm-hmm.
We have Jessica as Billy Idol-ish. Rudy is a mummy. Tina is the Twister from Twister. Jean is Bill Paxton, caught in the Twister. And then Andy and Ollie are Salt and Pepper.
I love Andy and Ollie.
And for our last our last quote of the day, we have Jean saying, "It's embarrassing to admit, but I never learned to glue." I think Jean is my favorite. He's just so good. Such a great guy. Okay, lastly, not really anything. We have season 14, which is currently airing.
Mm-hmm.
We're not really sure which episode it's going to be. I have two possible titles because I've done some digging. And like you can see the like confirmed list of episodes like if you dig into like the patents of Bob's Burgers. So there's two episodes that it could possibly be. There's Escape from Witch Island, but not like WITCH, like WHICH, Witch Island. And then also Fraud of the Dead, Docupocalypse. It could be one of those two. Not confirmed yet. Hasn't come out.
Bum bum.
Yeah. I did some digging for that, though. I was like, I need to know what this episode title is. And I got two possible ones. So that was all of our Bob's Burgers episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a little ranking now.
Ranking.
We can rank these little episodes from the show. They're not in order, but like I'm sure we can figure the order out. Okay, for categories, you helped me with these the other day. We have up top Scream Supreme because it's amazing. For the next one we have Under that we have Boo. Under that is Candy Cornopolis. And lastly, Spooky Dookie. I think we did great with these.
Hey, they're pretty good.
These are some good categories. Okay. So first up, what is the first one? Full bars.
Full bars. I'm just gonna do Boo.
I was gonna say Boo because it's a good intro into the Halloween
Yeah.
aspect, but it's not like the most crazy episode. It's still good though. Next up was Fortnite, not the video game.
Not the video game.
Not the video game.
I'm gonna go with Candy Cornopolis.
I would have to agree because
It's not very Halloween-y.
no, it's not. It's set on Halloween,
Yeah.
but they're stuck in a box all night. And the only Halloween aspect we really see is Millie running around being like, "I'm trick-or-treating," and then Bob and Linda try to trick-or-treat at one house, and they're like, "Is that Bob?"
Yeah.
Next up is, I believe it is the Tina and the Real Ghost. Is it? Here, let me make sure. Yes,
Yeah.
Tina and the Real Ghost. This episode, I don't think it really takes place on Halloween, except for like the very end when they go to
Yeah.
the cemetery. I think I'm going to put it in, I would say Boo. 'Cause I think I like it more than Fortnite, but it's still not like
I would agree.
amazing. Up next is, so that's 3, 4, 5. Next up is The Haunting.
Ah,
Oh, I was like, what are you screaming for? I would agree with that because we're getting into like the good
yeah.
episodes for Halloween.
Yeah.
So it's up there. That's like pretty good. After that is, I'm trying to remember these without going back. I'm going to have to look. Teen a Witch.
That one I'm going to put in Spooky Dookie.
I would have to agree. It's not my favorite.
It's not. I don't like that one.
I don't really like it either. It's good. I love Mr. Ambrose, the librarian.
Yes. Yeah.
Love him.
He cracks me up.
Yeah. But if I'm being honest, I love Tina, but the Tina-centric episodes are not always my favorite. Mm-hmm. I just don't know why.
Now the pig one.
That's a different story. We'll get there. Next is The Wolf of Wharf Street.
I really liked that one.
I do too.
I want to put it in
I'm fine with that because we've got the trick or treating. It's good. Bob going crazy. Seeing hallucinations. It's just so the costumes alone deserve to be put in So good. Next, I'm gonna guess it's The Nightmare on. Yes, I was right. The Nightmare on Ocean Avenue Street.
That one, Candy Cornopolis.
You don't like that one?
I like that one. I just don't think it's better than Full Bars.
What if we put it at the end of Boo?
Okay, we'll put it at the end of Boo.
Because the costume for the episode, again, so good.
Yeah.
It's got a fun story. Not the most amazing, but it was good.
It was good.
Yeah. Next is Pig Trouble in Little Tina.
Where would you want that one to go?
Oh,
Is it a Scream Supreme?
I think it is just simply because of all those good one-liners. They're so good. Amazing. Next is Heartbreak Hotel Ween, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Heartbreak Hotel Ween. I honestly think I might want to put it in
Really?
Yeah. Because, I feel like it's one of, the last amazing, hotel Halloween episodes. Because the other two are not really... They're set around Halloween, but not, the most Halloween-centric.
Okay. Let's put it there.
And it's got the blood. It's got the ghosts. It's got all the good stuff. Next up is The Pumpkining.
I want that one in
I'm fine with that. That's amazing too.
I love to hear about their backstory, the parents' backstories.
Yeah,
I think it's really
love
good.
Mm-hmm. Lastly, we have Apple Gorchard.
I think that one's a Scream Supreme.
But not gory. I did really like this episode. It's just because it honestly, the fall vibes of it all is in it because they go to an apple orchard and it's just amazing. But also there's almost a nostalgia to it because you can remember going on a field trip and being like, ooh,
we're going to the apple orchard.
Yeah, it was just so good. So this has been our Bob's Burgers Halloween episode ranking. Here you go.
Ta-da!
I wasn't recording the screen that whole time. I'll work something out with it. We don't have to do anything else. That was fine. Oh.
Big rip.
We're good though. We're good. Well, like I said, I just don't have to worry about trying to sync up.
There you go.
That
one less thing you have to worry about.
Exactly. So that was really it for all of that.
Yeah.
This was a quick episode.
There we go.
But we do have to talk about our medias of the week.
Yes.
Do you want me to go first so you can kind of think of
you go first
some stuff? Okay.
Because you have yours written out.
Yes. For once, I'm actually prepared for this, and I'm not like, what's my? So, I sat down and really thought this through before this episode. So for movies, I have 2 movies, 2 musics, and then a podcast.
Okay.
So for movies, I've been on a movie kick again lately. Because after I finally finished all the horror movies stuff, I sat down, I'm researching for more episodes, and I'm just watching a lot of classic good movies. which I have not put on this list for some reason because these are two movies I've never seen before, but they were really good. I watched Ma for the first time. These actually these are two horror movies. I just realized.
I don't watch horror movies.
I know. Ma, a 2019 movie. It is so good. It's so funny. It's do you know Octavia Spencer?
Yeah.
She plays like a killer in this. And it is so funny because so the premise of this movie is like, it's a bunch of teenagers that like meet this woman and like, hey, can you buy us alcohol? And then she does, and she's like, I don't want you like driving around. Come to my house and like hang out in my basement. I want you to be safe. And we find out she's like crazy. And then she starts like, stealing all their stuff and like torturing them. But I say this, but it's like, it's funny. Because she'll like send them videos and she's like, don't make me drink alone. Don't make me drink alone. Like it's so funny. It's so good. And I finally got to watch it because it's on Netflix now. And then I watched this last night. It's called Totally Killer. It just came out. It's like a time travel horror comedy. It sounds bad. Like I don't like time travel movies either. But like I reviewed this movie and I was like, a time travel movie I actually enjoyed. That's amazing.
I like Back to the Future. I
haven't watched that in so long. I need to rewatch that. But
I have
like
all three.
You have like on DVD?
Yeah.
Nice. I think they're on some sort of streaming service, I think.
Well, if we wanted to go old school.
Yeah, get real fan VHS. No, but like I feel like in this day and age, time travel movies are kind of meh. Yeah. Like this one was actually like good to me. I liked it. It was funny, it was good.
Okay.
So that's it. And then for music, I have This Is Why by Paramore. I've been listening to that a lot again lately. And then I have a playlist on here that I've made myself. It's called A Witch Vibe because like we're getting to Halloween, so I'm like really getting into it. It has songs like Devil Woman, Evil Woman, Love Potion Number 9, I Put a Spell on You. Like those like classic like rock 60s vibed spooky songs. So good. Spooky songs. And then lastly, I have my podcast. It's called Lizard People. I've been listening to it since 2020, but I finally am getting back into it.
Okay.
That's my media of the week.
So I have been watching, I'm in my romance era. I'm really starting to appreciate romance books or romance movies.
You've been in this for like weeks now, Maddie.
Last
time you were on, you said you were reading a bunch of romance books.
I am reading a new romance book. It's called Witch Please.
Halloween.
It's about a modern day witch.
I actually think I've heard of this book.
I probably talked about it.
You've either talked about it or I've seen it somewhere.
I also put it on one of my photo apps, so you also probably saw it on there.
Maybe.
She is a modern day witch. Her and her cousin own a fix-it shop called Fix-It Witches. No one knows they're witches except for their little coven. And she falls in...
Fix-It Witches?
It's just a cute little name.
Okay.
And she falls in love with a mundane. His name is Titus, and he's a baker. I love Titus. And I'm reading another book called Empire Storm. It's one of the final books in a series I've been reading since the summer started. So there's those, my two books. And then I'm currently rewatching Gilmore Girls. I'm on season 5. Luke Danes, all the way. Love him. And Logan. I'm Team Logan. Sorry if you're not. And then I watched When Harry Met Sally last night because that's a nice little fall movie.
Oh my gosh.
That was my first time watching it.
I watched it for the first time this year too.
Yes. At first I was kind of like,
yeah.
And then, aw.
It got good. It got good.
It did.
But the only thing, I hated him.
I know. I was like, you're a jerk.
Jerk.
And you are not making relationships sound fun at all. Or friendships either.
I understand that's like that was the point of his character. But like Billy Crystal, I feel like they could have got someone different. Because like I can only hear Mike Wazowski when
I know. When it started, I was like, Mike Wazowski?
Like Jane and I were sitting there watching it. I watched it like 2 months ago, I think. And I was like, why do I know this? Do I know this guy? I obviously
Calcifer?
I obviously know the name Billy Crystal. Like he's famous. But like, this is Mike Wazowski.
Yeah.
But also, like I watched that movie. And then last week I watched Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Great film. Love Ghostbusters. Love it. And I was like, they love pairing like a curly haired woman with like the biggest douche in the world. Like Billy Crystal and who played her in When Harry Met Sally? Who was that?
Meg Ryan.
And then it's not Sigourney Weaver, is it?
I think it is Sigourney Weaver.
in Ghostbusters?
Google it.
I'm gonna Google it. Ghostbusters. But anyway, possibly Sigourney Weaver and Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Bill Murray plays the biggest douche in that movie. It is Sigourney Weaver. Like,
Yeah.
I get that was like the vibe of the time, a douche and a Miss Independent, but like,
Meg Ryan. I was obsessed with her movies growing up.
mm-hmm.
I wanted to look like Meg Ryan.
The curly hair.
The curly hair. Her outfits are always just so good.
Mm-hmm.
Last year I got bangs and I was really hoping they would turn out like that.
Like Meg Ryan.
They did not turn out like that. It was so bad. Never let your sister cut your bangs.
Morgan.
She did me dirty. And then music. I've just been really into country music right now. I got out of that phase and now I'm going back in and I don't get it. And then I also listen to jazz music while I'm at work.
Love jazz music. Love it.
When you came to the library yesterday, if you had come a little sooner, I was dancing in the back because I had an AirPod in.
I saw the AirPod and I was like, I don't know, whatever. But I was like really confused where you were when I got there because I got there and I was standing at the door. I was like, what's going on? Valen's talking to someone. I can't really do anything because like you weren't at your desk. I had no idea where you were. I was like, I don't want to just like walk around. I just needed a pen. And I was gonna like, Valen, can I have a pen? But she was talking to someone.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, and then I just walked back there, and then there was like a light off in the kids section. So I was like, is Maddie even in there?
I am. I have the lights back. I have the lights off in one section to where the candles can be seen.
I was just like, where? And then I heard I heard Russell back there. I was like, oh,
it's me.
There's Maddie.
I'm putting away books. I have so many books to put away when I get back.
Don't forget, you gotta get those bags too.
I gotta get bags. And there was something else that I was gonna grab. I can't remember it for the life of me.
Have you seen You've Got Mail?
I love that movie.
Is it similar vibes to When Harry Met Sally?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then there's another one, because Tom Hanks is in that one, and then her and Tom Hanks are in another one called Sleepless in Seattle.
I see that. They loved a good Meg Ryan with someone else in a rom-com in the 80s.
I love You've Got Mail. Like, when we start doing movie nights again, that's on my list.
I need to watch that one, actually. Because I'm doing Thanksgiving stuff. And everybody says this is like a Thanksgiving movie.
It is.
So I need to watch that.
It's about a bookshop owner and a big corporate.
I'm so excited to
I'll watch it with you.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
I love that movie. I think I'm watching it next week with my mom, but I'll watch it again. I made my mom's night last night saying, I really want to watch When Harry Met Sally. She's like, really? I was like, yeah.
Everybody says it's so good, and I finally sat down to watch it, and it was really good. It's like my cousin's favorite movie, and she has some good taste.
See why now?
So I think that's it. I don't think we have anything else.
No.
All right. This has been the Mostly Media podcast, where we talk media, mostly, as well as Bob's Burgers Halloween episodes.
Woo woo.
Thank you for watching. You should know where the links are. We have a Facebook account now.
Yeah, you got Facebook.
I just started the Facebook. We have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I think that's it. All the links are on the Instagram account, Mostly Media Pod, at instagram.gov. Go follow us.
Do it.
We post little visuals from.
Yeah.
This.
Come see the face behind this voice that you hear so often.
Yeah. I mean, most people watch on YouTube, actually, so they know.
Oh, terrifying.
Yeah. Like, I'll be editing the episodes, and I'm like,
who's looking at me like that?
Ew, I look gross.
And I'm always like, how do I want to sit?
Yeah. And honestly, the way I'm setting it up for Halloween to get like the set, it makes us look worse because we have a wide lens. So it's like stretching us, and it's like,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Love it.
Bye.